This coronavirus pandemic has put us all through a crash course in gathering medical information. Your safety can depend on gathering the right knowledge. And right now, being misinformed can be a matter of life and death, which does bring to mind an old saying.
Prominent families often forget a simple truth. I've found.
And which truth is that?
Knowledge is power.
If knowledge is power, then ignorance can make you weak right now and can make you more susceptible to probably heading towards bad decisions based on bad information. We've seen that among our own leaders.
It's a little like the regular flu. It's going to disappear. One day, it's like a miracle. It will disappear.
No, I'm not concerned at all. No, I'm not.
Finding out that this virus is now transmitting before people see signs. Those individuals could have been infecting people before they ever felt bad. Well, we didn't know that until the last 24 hours.
I feel like the more I learn about this, the less there is to worry about.
Unless you have an immune system that's compromised and you are older and you have other underlying health issues, you are not going to die 99% from this virus.
Wrong. This is where we can apply some Sci-Hi the Prince lyrics to Hannity and Trump. All you do is tell stories, you a campfire, you can barely hold your water, you a damn liar. These damn lies are dangerous. Many Americans are eyeing all of these competing claims, assessing misinformation that ranges from politicians to also friends to a spike of online rumors. We're seeing viral conspiracy theories and pitches promising coronavirus cures, which are worthless. And all of this brings us to our special report right now, confronting things that you or your friends might be hearing about this virus. And we're going to report out the medical science so you stay informed and safe, because this is important. Consider this tonight, if you will, a kind of informational inoculation to prevent the spread of wrong and dangerous misinformation. Take a YouTube video that netted hundreds of thousands of views before it was taken down because it was false information, falsely suggesting that simple hot air could kill this virus.
Coronavirus is easily killed in less than 15 minutes at just 56 degrees Celsius or 133 degrees Fahrenheit. The common, widely available handheld blow dryer used for drying hair contains a heating element and a fan that instantly deliver forced hot air temperatures that will kill coronavirus even faster.
That false claim is spread in so many ways that the World Health Organization has spoken out about it, advising that blow drying your sinuses or any type of dryer is not a valid way to combat the virus. The WHO goes on to say that exposing yourself to warm temperatures or living in a warmer climate does not also kill or prevent the virus, and that you need to know that. Now, in a sign of how backwards things can get, we want to warn you, some copies of that video are circulating on sites, and they falsely use the logos of the WHO and the CDC, which, of course, fact-check them to try to trick people into thinking that those groups endorsed or associated with the presentation. And then there's some folklore with ancient roots. We've all heard about combating vampires with garlic, and there are many tips online about garlic as a homeopathic remedy with various health benefits, potentially helping reduce the risk of heart disease, for example, or boosting your immune system. And that's fine as far as it goes. But around the world, there have now been these viral rumors that you could use garlic as a kind of virus vaccine. A false Facebook post earlier this year claiming that chopped garlic with boiling water could cure coronavirus overnight. Of course, this is false. Again, the WHO found enough confusion about it that they published guidance stressing there's no evidence of that as a method of remedy. Now, this misinformation is damaging if people focus on doing something worthless, which might provide a false sense of security instead of following the scientific precautions. And again, if you want something true, these precautions are clean your hands often with soap or hand sanitizer that has at least 60% alcohol for over 20 seconds. Don't touch your eyes, nose, and mouth right now. And yes, stay 6 feet away from other people. And of course, stay home. Cover your mouth and nose if you cough. Meanwhile, it's also damaging if people follow the bad advice I just mentioned about garlic to extreme degrees. There was a woman in China who was hospitalized for eating over 3 pounds of garlic over about 2 weeks. Now, beyond mistaken treatments, there are also baseless coronavirus conspiracy theories about how we got here. An online rumor speculating on whether some 5G phone technology would spread the virus. Misinformation speculating on this is actually some kind of bioweapon. And it's not just random talk. This has taken hold online. The most watched video linking 5G to coronavirus has been viewed over 1 million times. A similar YouTube video we found was shared to over 100,000 people accounts, shared it over 100,000 times on Facebook. And there are celebrities with larger followings that contributed to that spread. One sharing the video to 2 million followers, touting innuendo from a doctor on disciplinary probation.
If anybody want to make one guess as to where the first completely blanketed 5G city in the world was? Exactly.
Nope. Those claims aren't backed by evidence. The point about China, it was actually South Korea that was first to widely use 5G, but more broadly and more importantly, researchers have not found that there is this kind of damage from mobile phone use networks. But the conspiracy has gotten so far, the health expert that so many Americans turn to most, Dr. Fauci, was asked about it, and he knocked it down.
Now, I know you deal with professional documents, real research, real numbers, and science. Have you come across this hoax about this flu, the coronavirus is actually caused by 5G antennas?
No, I haven't, thank goodness. As you guys know better than anybody, social media can really be advantageous for the spread of important information, but it certainly could be damaging for the spread of a lot of garbage.
And that's an important context here. Dr. Fauci has been doing a wide range of interviews, partly for that point, including beyond the traditional news. He's been going online. He's been going on social media because he understands, and he's been teaching us all, that getting the facts out is part of how we stem the actual spread of this virus. Then beyond conspiracy theories or online viral videos, accuracy today also requires that we note something unfortunate. The misinformation that has spread the farthest, which is measurable with the largest consequences, has actually been coming from the Oval Office itself. President Trump not only lying about his administration's response, downplaying the virus early on, downplaying how it would spread, downplaying wearing masks, which the CDC recommends right now, and then more recently breaking with medical experts to tout an unproven drug as some kind of potential treatment.
Now, a drug called chloroquine, and some people would add to it hydroxychloroquine. Now, this is a common malaria drug, so we know that if things don't go as planned, it's not going to kill anybody. We hear good things. Let's see. Maybe it works and maybe it doesn't. I feel good about it. It's very effective. It works. What the hell do you have to lose? Okay?
Doctors say you have a lot to lose by experimenting with unproven drugs. The FDA has started fast-tracking the distribution of this one for 6 patients, but the CDC emphasizes there are no FDA-approved drugs to prevent or treat this virus right now. Doctors on the front lines also emphasizing Donald Trump's approach there was flat wrong. They emphasize, again, patients may lose their health or life here because the drug's side effects, especially when misused, can include cardiac arrest. One man in Arizona dying after mistakenly taking a different toxic form of that drug. His widow now says they were listening to Donald Trump on television and tried using that parasite treatment for fish, which had a similar ingredient. And even after that death, in the very same week, Fox News promoted the same medication over 100 times, which adds to a series of questionable accounts there about this pandemic.
It's a virus like the flu.
If you are over the mass hysteria, if you're over politicizing and weaponizing of the coronavirus, you are not alone. Unless you have an immune system that's compromised and you are older and you have other underlying health issues, you are not going to die 99% from this virus.
It is absolutely disgusting that Democrats are seeking to use this complex virus to score cheap political points.
Score points? Give me a break. The people treating this deadly pandemic like a game are the ones you just saw, projecting their own, quote, disgusting problems on others, shouting down doctors with their own agenda. And let's be clear, in the case of some on Fox News, some of their coverage here, it risks hurting their own audience. Remember how we began tonight. Ignorance makes you weak and vulnerable with a threat like this. And there's surveys on this showing a majority of people who get information from Fox still think the virus threat is overblown. They're more likely to downplay it even compared to other Republicans. If you don't get your information from Fox News or online conspiracy theories, you're less likely to think it's overblown because it's not overblown. This is a pandemic, wiping out lives everywhere it goes, wiping out more lives in this country than any other on that map behind us here. This has frozen life as we know it. It's tanked the economy because the alternative would be even worse, a higher death toll that would also still be tanking the economy. But let's be clear. For Fox viewers, it's especially perilous. The median age there is 67. That mostly older audience, especially vulnerable if they contract this virus. And as we just showed you, they've been told to basically downplay it. Now, those are specific examples. But what if you hear some new story or theory or cure-all and you're not sure what to think, which is understandable? This is where the scientific method and the journalistic method are similar. I'll tell you basically first, check the source. Are you looking at a scientific organization like the CDC or a journalistic outlet like the New York Times? Then you might be better off. But second, are you sure you know what you're looking at? Verify it. Don't just look at, say, a logo or headline. Make sure the material you're looking at matches the correct website if you think you're on a website. If you see something that's a picture or an excerpt on Facebook or social media and you think it might not look right, or you think it has medical advice, go verify it at the original source. We're talking about your life, the health of you and your family. So don't just take the Facebook picture. Go verify it. And third, before you take any action based on something that you find, obviously, yes, check with a doctor or a nurse or a healthcare professional. This is not a time to DIY your preventive medicine. Now, we have just meticulously tried to go through several sources of misinformation, including, sadly, the president, so you have the facts. But just because we're fact-checking doesn't mean there isn't a wealth of great information out there. I don't want to be too negative right now. In fact, for all those comparisons to, say, the 1918 flu epidemic that we've heard about, which killed an estimated 50 million people, there is one clear contrast today that's good news. We have better medicine, and we have stronger communication systems to prevent the scale of the way the disease spread that time. So it's not only the actions we take, but the facts that inform our actions, which can continue to save lives. This is what I'm telling you tonight. Truth itself helps combat the spread of this virus. And with that in mind, before we end our special report, we did want to turn from the misinformation and the Trump briefings to, for you, some solid information.
Everything you're going to hear from us has been vetted by public health experts and scientists.
Wash your hands like your life depends on it.
Rich Chop, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now drive.
Stay home and don't see anyone. We're going through a period of time now where we've got to, as a country, pull together.
Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.